And today we are painting Steve McQueen. Hello art nerds, how are you all today? Welcome to another video. Today we're painting another painting from the Le Mans series. This is one of 3. I'll put links in the description or on the card or somewhere on this video, depending on what we are doing at this point in time with links. One of them was of the car, the Porsche 917K, and then 2 of them are of Steve, and this is the first one of the 2. So, you know when you do a dark painting, and I do lots of dark paintings, and you have like the baddie or the goodie coming out of the shadows or walking away from the explosion. This is what I want to do here, but I want to take it to the light. So Steve will be walking, but coming out of the highlight, coming out of the lens flare, the sun. So the minimalist painting that this was going to be very, very minimal. Lots and lots and lots of white, with just a little bit of grey to create the shapes and the forms, along with the blue and a red line which corresponds to the colour of the car he drove. So how I did this, was I took the reference photograph, and in my head I pulled out all the highlights, all the midtones, and just left the shadows. Then within those shadows I divided it down on the painting into 3 layers of tonal range, starting off with a grey which is very close to the white and working up 2 steps. This gave the clothes just enough to create the forms, the shapes that would indicate or give the impression of an arm and leg, a chest or what have you, along with little bits picking out the sponsorships, the Golf, and the other one which I can't remember, it's called Huber, something like that. I'm not very familiar with car stuff. So as you can see here, I've got the 3, only 2 layers there, two tones of grey, with then I'm adding a dark one there. That's just adding just enough. Now Steve was walking towards the camera, and in his hand he's got his hat. So the hat, the hands, and the face, I went for more than just 3 tonal ranges. The faces and the hands and the hats would have more tones. Here we go. Mainly because if you shine a light on clothes, most of it will disappear by the creases. If you do it on the face, it will be more showing, and also this had to look like Steve McQueen, so I wanted to make sure he was easily recognizable, which actually was quite a challenge because he's got a very interesting hairline, which is a funny one to paint, but it does look like him. So there you go, you can see very much there the tonal range, which works quite well. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 tones there: white, off-white, grey, and then a darker grey, and then on the hands and the face I've added another lighter tone, and then the black. And this is him holding his hat. That was a tricky bit to paint, that one. And now we're moving up to the face. I've doodled out the face roughly, and because I was trying to make sure I could keep this coming out of the highlights, coming out of the light, walking up the light, appearing from the light, I don't know. I decided to start the darker tones. In this case it was the black and the dark grey of the hair, the ears, the eye sockets, the nose and mouth. And this was a full body painting, so I needed to make sure I didn't add too much detail into the face. It needed to balance with the clothes and make sure it didn't look like it was stuck on. I was a concern, and at this point there was the concern that this head looks like it's floating, which it really does, doesn't it? I think all I had to do to fix that was just put in one little line, which worked perfectly. And there you go. See, the impression of his eyes, the impression of his cheeks, his nose, his lips is all just done with a block of colour. And his face looks pretty good. I'm very impressed with it, actually. It was a difficult face to do. This is painted in acrylic paint. I mix the grey, mid-tone grey, and the mix up and down, adding white and ivory black, I believe, in this case, to give it a very flat grey, not one that's got any blue or other tonal ranges in, which you can get with other paints like Mars Black. And this is me adding the detail, going over, refining, and at this point I haven't figured out that I need to make that head look like it's not floating. Am I going to fix that in a minute? Let's have a look. Oh no. So I've gone down to this. These lines are, yeah, I said before, they correlate to the colour of his car in the film. And then I'm going to go back up. Oh, I've done the neck almost off camera. So I added that little bit of shade into the neck to add the collar of the coat, which makes his head look like it's floating. And then I'm going in with a Posca pen to add detail here and there. Not very much, just a few cross-hatching in the hands to make it balance better, a bit on the face, outlining a little bit of that, and this and that and that and this. And there he is, Steve McQueen. Minimalist, very minimalist. Look how minimalist that is. A lot of work for a few lines, but really happy with how it came out. Really fun painting to do because of the challenge of it. And look at that. Yeah, even Steve McQueen can look good in a jumpsuit. And he makes that look cool, which not many of us can do. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!